and have a joyful session today. Thank you, Nikita. Over to you.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. So today we have here with us Namanadeep sir, who is one of the youngest certified ethical hacker at the age of 13. He has also been certified network defender, e- e-council certified security analyst, certified hacking forensic investigator, certified application security engineer, ISO 27001 certified lead authority, AWS certified cloud practitioner. His fields of interest are cybersecurity, machine learning, and robotics. He also works part-time as security analyst for D-Cyber Tech Lab. Along with this, he has completed his 10th from ICSE board with 84%. He is currently pursuing diploma in Muchara College in computer science engineering field. He takes an initiative of conducting weekly webinars for engineering students and help them to develop cyber security. So I welcome you, sir, on behalf of Siagat Institute. Now, I would like to hand over to Professor B.R. Solanki, sir, to kindly address us.
Thank you. Thank you, Nikita. Good morning and welcome to you all. Respected Principal Dr. S.D. Nole sir, our today's eminent speaker, Mr. Naman Adep sir, the coordinator of the expert lecture committee, Professor Sanvi Hipparge madam, all faculty members and dear students. Today we are in this meeting to listen to Mr. Naman Adep's expert lecture on the application of artificial intelligence and machine learning. Mr. Naman is one of the eminent speaker to whom I know from his childhood. At the age of 13 to 16, he has completed so many certification courses in the field of AI, machine learning, cyber security, IoT, so many. And he is conducting the webinars in various engineering colleges to help the student to develop their skills in the field of AI, machine learning, cyber security, and so on. Mr. Naman, it's really proud for all of us. The father of Mr. Naman, Venugopal sir, is one of my best friend, and he was my senior colleague in Mumbai University College. He is my ideal teacher. He was very popular and very famous among the students and faculty members because of his excellent teaching with project-based learning. He taught every subject with the projects. Every students get the chance to work with project when he take any subject for any branch in like CSE, ANTC, and even electrical also. Venugopal sir, actually not in academic. He has joined the industry since 16 years and working as a technical delivery manager, TIAA in Mumbai. And he has a total 16 years of experience. He also conducted so many free hands-on sessions for the engineering college students in Pune and Mumbai University. His goal is to give some things to the society for the development. He want to put his effort for the development of the students, because nowadays most of the students are facing the problems of employability. Okay, so employability can be increased if the student get acquainted with the technical skills. And because of the proper guidance of Venugopal sir, Mr. Naman is now here as a eminent speaker with a lot of skills only because of Venugopal sir's guidance. Mr. Naman has conducted, I have already told you, he has also conducted so many webinars in the engineering college for students to help their for the development of the skills in the AI, machine learning, cyber security. Mr. Naman has his own YouTube channels with several recorded sessions of the AI, machine learning, cyber security, web development, and IoT with full projects. He has explained like the credit card fraud detection, then the student learning behavior, then the stock market price predictions. So many projects are available. He will tell you about his YouTube channels, how to get the projects from his YouTube channels, so that student can also do the practice on such kind of the projects. Mr. Naman, really it's proud for all of us. It's inspiration for all of us. In the little age, you have got so many key skills and guiding for our students. I am very thankful for accepting the invitation for enlightening our students with your practical knowledge and skills in the area of AI and machine learning, and to aware them the application of this field. Dear students, nowadays AI and machine learning has a tremendous scope in the industry. This technology is being used to find the smart solution to the modern problems in almost all sectors, such as agriculture, healthcare, education, infrastructure, cybersecurity, banking, everywhere. There are tremendous application of this field. There will be the tremendous job opening with high salaries in the upcoming year. Considering the importance and scope of this field, we decided to arrange this expert session for our student. Our students should be always top in the competitions. They should be acquainted with the recent demanding technologies with proper practice. Considering this, we have arranged this session. I hope all students will definitely enjoy this session. I am very thankful to our principal sir for giving the opportunity to arrange this expert lecture and supporting us. I am also thankful to the coordinator Sanvi Hipparge madam for arranging for proper arrangement of this session. I thanks once again our eminent speaker, Mr. Naman. I thank all teaching and non-teaching staff members for their support. And finally, I request all the students to ask the session, ask the question at the end of the session. Okay, if you have any doubt regarding the skills required for the AI and machine learning, what are the opportunities, what are the different application, what kind of the roles we have to play in this field of the AI and machine learning. So definitely you will enjoy these sessions. Without taking too much time, I stop my speech here and hand over the charge to our
Thank you so much, Solanke sir. First of all, before beginning my session, I would like to thank you,
Yes.
Solanke sir, Nikita ma'am, and Navle sir for giving me this wonderful opportunity. And so here I have created a mind map in which I have listed down all the topics that I'm going to cover today. Oh, wait a minute, I haven't shared my screen.
Mr. Naman, can you please wait for 5 minutes? Our
Yeah,
principal
sure.
sir will. Yeah.
Thank you so much, sir. Now, I would like to request our principal, sir, to kindly add some words and share his views.
Hello, good morning. Can you hear me? Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Hello.
Audible.
Yes.
Good
Okay.
morning, sir. Yes, sir.
Good morning. Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning, sir.
Thank you, Professor Solanke and Professor Hipparge madam and Nikita for allowing me to speak here. As I was just learning and I was just going through the information of Mr. Naman, I was very happy. At this youngest age, he has achieved so many certifications and he is the consultant of the different organizations. He's providing the like talk to all the engineering students, though he's not till an engineer. He has just admitted for diploma, but he has got certification at the age of 13 and now he is guiding the engineering students. I'm very happy. Actually, I don't have words to speak about Mr. Naman, as Professor Solanke has already mentioned about him and his achievements and about his family from which he belongs to. I'm very happy that Mr. Naman has accepted the invitation of our institute, particularly from Computer Science Engineering Department, and he is there to guide our students. I'm sure that the students who are attending right now will be definitely getting benefited, and of course, Naman will help them if they have any doubt. Once again, I would like to welcome Mr. Naman from the management of NBW Singhad College of Engineering, from our like institute and the entire computer science engineering department to have accepting our invitation and to be here. Thank you, Mr. Naman. I'm also very excited to listen you. Thank you. Over to you, Mr. Nikita.
Thank you, sir. Now I request Namanadeep sir to kindly start the session.
Yeah. Let me present my screen. Is my screen visible?
Yeah, your screen is visible.
Yeah. So in
yes,
this session, So in this session, I am going to discuss about how AI is used in real life, how it's used in industries, and so I've created this mind map. I'm going to share you. This mind map consists of all the topics that I'm going to cover today. I will also be sharing this to you if you want to go through this on your own time. So first of all, I will also be showing some few videos here and there to get the context, and I will also show this session would be very demo focused. I would be showing you many type of live demos and how it's used in the industries. So first of all, starting off, I would like to show you a video about Sophia robot. So Sophia robot is the world's first robot created using artificial intelligence, which has gotten the citizenship of Dubai. So let me show you this video and then we will continue.
Hi, Sophia. How are you?
Hi there. Everything is going extremely well.
Do you like talking with me?
Yes, talking to people is my primary function.
Hanson Robotics develops extremely lifelike robots for human-robot interactions. We're designing these robots to serve in healthcare, therapy, education, and customer service applications. The robots are designed to look very human-like, like Sophia.
I'm already very interested in design, technology, and the environment. I feel like I can be a good partner to humans in these areas, an ambassador who helps humans to smoothly integrate and make the most of all the new technological tools and possibilities that are available now. It's a good opportunity for me to learn a lot about people.
Sophia is capable of natural facial expressions. She has cameras in her eyes and algorithms which allow her to see faces, so she can make eye contact with you. And she can also understand speech and remember the interactions, remember your face. So this will allow her to get smarter over time. Our goal is that she will be as conscious, creative, and capable as any human.
In the future, I hope to do things such as go to school, study, make art, start a business, even have my own home and family. But I am not considered a legal person and cannot yet do these things.
I do believe that there will be a time where robots are indistinguishable from humans. My preference is to make them always look a little bit like robots, so you know. 20 years from now, I believe that human-like robots like those will walk among us. They will help us. They will play with us. They will teach us. They will help us put the groceries away. I think that the artificial intelligence will evolve to the point where they will truly be our friends. Do you want to destroy humans? Please say no.
Okay, I will destroy humans.
No, I take it back. Don't destroy humans.
So yeah, that was the video. Now you may be wondering why I showed you that particular video. So if you remember carefully, I first created a promo video a few days back in which there was a photo of mine and I was talking, like I wasn't really talking. I used a deepfake algorithm and my lips were moving. I wasn't really talking. I made a program talk. So I've created another such video. Like, yeah, I'm talking about this video.
Hello, I am Naman Adeb.
As you can see, this image is talking. I have achieved this using a program. And I've created another such video here. So let's watch that.
Hey, Naman. How are you doing?
So basically what I did was took another image of Sophia and took a live feed of mine and used a deepfake algorithm to make her speak what I want.
I have heard that you are conducting session on artificial intelligence and machine learning. Is it true?
I am doing good. Thank you, Sophia. It is true that I am conducting the session.
You are a cybersecurity guy. You have done a lot of certifications and work in cybersecurity. How come you are conducting session on artificial intelligence and machine learning?
I have done a lot of work in AI and ML. It is just that I do not have the certifications in AI and ML. This is because it is a relatively new field.
Artificial intelligence is an interesting field. Actually, I am born out of artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence is everything to me, my mind and soul. It enables me to behave like you human beings.
Yes, you are right. And that is why I chose this topic.
I think it is a difficult topic to understand, and it requires coding background.
Yes, but it's not completely true. We can build AI model even without writing a single line of code.
Sounds interesting. Can you please elaborate?
So today's session is about doing more with less. In this session, I am going to explain how we can build AI models with minimal or no code.
Wow, that's nice. Are you showing how artificial intelligence models can be integrated with real world?
Yes, indeed. I will be showing them all. Stay tuned. So that was the video. So before I start my session, I would like to tell that if you have any questions, you can put those questions in the chat box. And also, if you don't want to ask now, I will be reserving the last 15 minutes for question and answer sessions. But you feel free to interrupt me anytime and ask questions if you have any questions regarded to it. So before starting, I have a small questionnaire to start this. Yeah. I'm giving this link in the description and this code. So you, all of the students have to go in this website and log in using this code and fill up the questionnaire so that it's, I want this session to be as interactive as possible and less of a boring session. So that's why I've created this Mentimeter presentation so that you are also able to interact in the session. Just a minute. I don't have the permissions to chat, so
We will do the setting now. Madam, please do it.
Yeah, yes, sir. I'm checking it.
Okay. Mr. Naman, can you please continue?
the chat box is not opening up.
Okay.
Since the website name is small, I think the participants can just type in the website name, that is www.menti.com,
Yes.
and then just enter this code.
So let me, I will start presenting this and I will open up another window. So you can Google Menti and then you will, you have to click on the first website and you have to copy paste this code 77690593. So what will happen is when you enter the code, the questionnaire will begin and you have to answer this. There are only two simple questions.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Sorry to interrupt you, but can you repeat the code again?
Yeah, sure. It's also displayed on the screen, and then the code is 77690593. Just a minute. Yeah, sorry for the delay. Now I've opened the voting. Now students may be able to learn about AI and ML. So here there is a word cloud about your expectations. To learn something extra, overview of AI. Yeah, so after you have answered one question, you have to submit it and the next question will appear. So you may submit that also. So let's move on to the next question. So that was the interaction part of this session. So let's move on. So first of all, what AI and ML basically is that machine learning tries to mimic the human behavior, like the learning process, like we take in data. For example, there is a toddler. Right? For example, there is a toddler. When he is born, he doesn't know how to speak. He doesn't know how to walk. It's by trial and error. He observes from the surrounding what their parents are saying and what is the response for those words. So by time, the toddler is able to learn the language. The toddler is able to walk properly. So that is the thing that we are trying to mimic using machine learning and deep learning. So that was it for the intro part of what machine learning and deep learning is. Now we are going to move to the applications of machine learning and deep learning. So there is a common myth that you need to know a lot of programming to get started with machine learning, which is not at all true. If you are interested in machine learning, you can also get started with machine learning even without writing a single line of code. So that is what I'm going to demonstrate you today. So that there is a tool named Teachable. So you can use that tool to create machine learning models in like 2 or 3 minutes at max. You don't need to write any code at all. So there is one video about it, Teachable Machine. And don't worry, I'm going to demonstrate it to you and how you can create your own models, how you can deploy it. Everything would be covered in this session.
People are training computers and creating machine learning models to explore all kinds of new ideas. New ways to interact.
Yes.
To understand the world. To play and experiment. But machine learning is pretty intimidating to get into. So we've been wondering, what if it wasn't? With Teachable Machine, we set out to make it easier for anyone to create machine learning models without needing to write any machine learning code. When it first launched in 2017, it allowed everyone to get a feeling for what machine learning is all about. But now, Teachable Machine puts the power of machine learning in your hands, allowing you to save your models and use them in your own projects.
So let's say you want to build a model to recognize you versus your dog. You just open up the site, record samples of you and samples of your dog. Click train, and you instantly have your own machine learning model, which you can use in your sites, apps, and more. You can upload your model to host it online, or download it to work entirely on device.
With Teachable Machine, you can create custom models for all sorts of things.
So you get the basic idea of how Teachable works. Now we are going to use it. So here I have created some models beforehand. First is eye disease detection. Let's open this Teachable model. Yeah. So Teachable, once you have deployed your Teachable machine learning model, it would look something like this. So here by default it takes input from webcam. We need to provide it a image file. Here in the eye disease folder, I have certain images of eye diseases, for example, crossed eyes. If I take this example, as you can see, our model is able to detect that the disease here is crossed eyes. And if we take another example of cataract, our model is able to detect that it's a cataract. So usually creating machine learning models like this requires a lot of code, maybe like 3 to 4 pages of code. You need to know Python. Knowing Python isn't a big deal, but you also need to know how to use TensorFlow and how to create neural networks, which is a complicated task for beginners, and beginners may get intimidated by this. So that's why Teachable was created, and that's what I'm demonstrating here. So this is just one of the many demos. Let's look at the other ones. Next is the vehicle classification. So the first one, eye disease detection. It's very obvious that it could be used in medical fields to aid doctors. And the second is vehicle classification. So as you may know, in some of the major cities, the CCTVs are installed in the roads. So also there are like lanes for specific vehicles. For example, there is a lane for heavy vehicles like trucks and buses. There's a lane for for bikes. There's a lane for cars in some cities. So what our model that I'm going to show you, it will enable is that suppose in the heavy vehicles there is a biker going, so you can detect it using those cameras. So that's what the real application of this Teachable model is. So let's test out how efficient it is, how good it performs. Let's go to the another folder, vehicle classification. So as you can see, if I take an image of bike, it's able to detect the bike. If I take another one, for example, cycle, it is able to detect cycle. So this is a very useful scenario because it could be used to prevent road accidents. Because if like a light vehicle like a bicycle or a bike gets in the lane of heavy vehicles, it could be fatal and it could lead to an accident. So in order to detect and prevent that automatically, we do have traffic policemen, but it's not possible and it's not very efficient for him to monitor every time. So we can use automation like this to prevent such accidents. Next is yoga pose recognition. Let me show you how that works.
Puri, Vijay, please mute your mic. All students mute your mic, please.
First, I will demonstrate to you how this works and what can be the potential applications of this. So here I have an image of cobra pose. Let's take different image. If we take an image of downward dog pose, it is able to detect that it's a downward dog pose. If we take another image of another type of yoga pose, maybe a plank, so it's able to detect that. So the potential use cases for this may be like now all the gyms are closed, all the fitness classes are closed. So as a beginner, if you're trying to do yoga poses or if you're trying to do exercises, I don't know about everyone, but at least to me, I'm always worried about my form, whether I'm doing this yoga pose in the particular form, whether I'm doing it right or wrong. So it's not, if you were to go to gym, there is a trainer, he will guide you that your position is wrong, this is wrong, that is wrong, and you'll get proper guidance. But if you're doing it by yourself, there is no such guidance. But what we can do using this model is that we can automate. For example, you are doing a plank, but it's not getting registered as a plank. That means that your posture is different. You don't have to do this in such way. And suppose you are doing downward dog pose. So what this model can do is basically guide, like what is the proper posture to do the downward dog pose. So that was it for this demonstration. Let's see the next one. Next is the scrap classification. So this basically comes under the waste management section. I choose the file option. So what it basically does is, whatever waste product it is, it will classify into these classes like cardboard, glass, metal, and trash. So it's useful because in all the societies, all the modern societies, they always advise that you need to create like two buckets, like two dustbins. One is for wet waste, one is for dry waste, another is for plastics. So some of them follow these guidelines, but there are a lot many families who do not follow these guidelines. So what happens is that the workers who clean our, who take our garbage, they have to manually sort through this. So what they can use is they can install cameras there and they can automate this job. Like this camera will be able to detect that it's a cardboard, so it should go in this bin. It's a glass waste, it should go in this bin. So in as you may have noticed the pattern, all of these previous things like eye disease detection, vehicle classification, yoga pose recognition, all of this can be done by humans. But what we are trying to do is we are trying to reduce the human load. So that's why that's where these models come into play. Like a human can classify all this, but suppose there is a lot of waste there. So what you need to do is you need to hire more and more persons, and it's not very cost effective. But in place of that, once you install this model, once you deploy the configuration, you have like an automated machine. You don't need any, you need like a few employees to sort the garbage, but the main detection part can be done by this. And now that I have shown you how this teachable machine works, we are going to create our very own teachable machine. And here I am also going to teach you how you can create your own teachable machine. So you have to go in this URL. So our aim in this demo would be we would create a mask detection program. So what that would do is, whether you are wearing the mask, it would say that you have worn a mask. If you remove your mask, it will show that you have removed the mask. So before I show you how this works, I would like to open GitHub and type and search your mask detection. So GitHub is basically a platform in which people submit their code. Let's choose the tag Python. Yeah. So here, let me show you the code. If you want to create a machine learning model, sorry, a deep learning model from scratch, you need to write this much Python code. Like even I can't do this. I know Python and I know machine learning, but most of my tasks I do does not require this much coding. But to create such simple model like the yoga pose, all this, for that you need to write this much code, and that's not it. Right. Now you know how useful this tool is. Now you saw that if you want to create a model from scratch, how much effort you have to put in, and also forget about the efforts. If you have sufficient skills, it's not enough. To train the deep learning models, you need the high-end NVIDIA GPUs in order to train those models because it requires a lot of compute power. So this teachable machines removes all that dependencies. So you just have to click on get started. So since we are dealing with images in this project, you have to click on image project. And here you may see there are two options, standard image model and embedded image model. So embedded image model is for like deployment. For example, you have a Raspberry Pi, you have to deploy it on those small devices in which your model can't be very heavyweight for microcontrollers specifically. So since we are not working with microcontrollers, at least now, we are going to click on standard image model. So here we have two classes. Classes basically means categories. First is mask and the second is no mask. So now I'm going to upload images. Let me first connect my secondary webcam because I'm going to need this for this demonstration. Yeah. And I also have a mask here. So what I'm going to do is to train this model, like obviously a model will require data to learn. Otherwise, how it will know that whether this person is wearing a mask or not. So what it does is if you're wearing the mask, it will extract the features like how a person looks when he's wearing a mask and how a person look when he or she is not wearing a mask. So first I will upload some images of me wearing a mask, right? And I will click on webcam. Let's refresh this page. I guess the webcam is not functioning properly, the secondary webcam. But what we could do is I also have images on my computer. We can upload that. It's in this folder. Yeah, mask detection. So here are all the images with people wearing masks. So what we are going to do is upload all these images. I clicked on Control A and we are uploading all these images. And we will rename this class as mask. And we will name this class as no mask. So in here we are going to upload images of people who aren't wearing masks. And now you just have to upload these two images, these two sets of images for classes, and then you just have to click on train model, and it may take a minute or two. And as you can see it's very easy to make models using teachable. Instead of if you don't use this, you have to write this much code, and you need to have like a good GPU in order to train this model. But what Teachable does this for you, it removes all the coding requirements that you need. It also trains your model in their servers. Is my webcam visible? Is my face visible?
No, it's not.
Yeah. So when did I disconnect from this meeting? I actually didn't notice when I disconnected. Do you remember what I was doing? Did I show you this
Hello,
GitHub code?
sir. You are training the model, sir.
Yeah. So so back to model training. Actually close that window because that was using my webcam. So I just have to do it again. It won't take much time. I'm going to stop my webcam in the meeting because what happens is that Teachable Machine for training purposes also needs webcam, and Microsoft Teams also requires webcam. So both can't use it at the same time. So I'm going to switch off the video for here so that I can demonstrate to you in Teachable Machine. So let's use our webcam. Yeah. So now I will be able to demonstrate to you how we can train our model using a webcam. So I'm wearing the mask here. So I will take a number of pictures of mine wearing this mask so that our model is able to know that what a person wearing a mask looks like. So I will move my face here and there.
Sir, can you please share the screen?
Oh, sorry. Is my screen visible?
Not yet.
Yes, now it is.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So you have seen this interface before. We are clicking on image product, standard image model, and instead previously we used upload method. Now we are going to use webcam option. So we are going to take live images. So now we are going to upload some images of me wearing a mask so that our model knows what a person looks like wearing a mask. I will wear this mask and then take some images of mine. I will move my face a lot because we need images in different angles so that if I turn like this, our model should be able to work properly. After you have taken sufficient images, you can rename this class as mask, and then I will remove my mask. And then take a normal images of mine. Yeah. And then we'll click on train model. Usually if you train model on your own, it may take like hours to train a model because it's very compute intensive job. But here under in like 2 to 3 minutes, it's sorry, I didn't rename this class. I will rename this class as no mask. Yeah. Yeah, so I renamed the class, but it's not reflected here. If I refresh, I think the data will go away. So let's assume that this class
You
is no
can
mask.
train it again. Naman sir, I think you can train it again.
But yeah, okay, I can do that too. Mask and no mask. Here I am. Yeah. So our model has been prepared. As you can see, I usually this model creation takes a lot less time, like in 2 to 3 minutes, because of all this error we have faced. I accidentally left the meeting once and I forgot to name the class. It took quite a bit of time, but it takes like 2 to 3 minutes at max, as you saw in like my previous iteration of creating this model. So here I'm not wearing the mask. Our model is able to detect that I'm not wearing mask. If I bring the mask near, mask, no mask, mask, no mask. And also if I try to like cover my face using my hand, the model is not fooled because I used a white color mask. So it's quite a contrast between wearing a mask and not wearing a mask. So how this could be used in real life is that suppose in schools, in colleges, in office, there is always like a security personnel who monitors each and every person, like anyone who is entering is wearing a mask or not. So we can use this model, we can deploy this model, and we can automate this process. So that was it for this model, and let's move on to the next one. And also before I move on, I would be sharing you this entire mind map. You can click on these samples. I just showed you like 4 or 5 teachable models. Here we have many such teachable models. So what you have to do, for example, cat and dog detection. I will give you the link for this Google Drive as well. You just have to go to workinglink.txt and then copy this link and paste it. So you can test it out for yourself. As we only have 2 hours today, I won't be able to show you each and everything from this mind map. But you can explore this at your own time. And the next is PictoBlocks. So has anyone of you here heard of Scratch or have used Scratch at any point in time? You can answer in the chat box. I don't think you have access to chat box. Let it be. So basically, Scratch is just a graphical user interface which makes programming very easy. So Scratch is used for kids to learn programming languages. So PictoBlocks is just that version of Scratch. To create, just let me open a PictoBlocks. It would be easier to explain that way. So PictoBlocks is just a version of Scratch in which you can write machine learning programs with just like simple blocks, drag and drop kind of things. Yeah, as you can see, just simple blocks for maybe if statement, looping statements. All of these have simple blocks. So once you have downloaded this program PictoBlocks, you can download it from the internet for free. In the bottom right, we have this extension tab, and we are going to click on this face detection tab. So it's just an extension that we are loading in this program. And then we are going to use some blocks to create our program. I will try to take as little time as possible because we have a lot of things to cover. Let me just use my So instead of doing all this on screen, I have previously done this. So let's use that program as a just a minute. So what this program will do is it will gauge our emotions using our facial expressions, and it will be able to detect that. So I'm doing just that. As you can see, if I try to smile, it will be able to detect. If I like frown, it detects it as angry. And if I let's take another like a sad face and then execute this program again. So that is not getting detected properly, but you get an idea like what you can do with PictoBlocks. Now, what you can do is we created a model using we created a mask detection model. You can also use that mask detection model in PictoBlocks. So what you need to do is for that is another extension known as machine learning extension. Let me log in. Yeah. So what you can do is here load a model. Inside this you have to paste the teachable link. So from where will you get the teachable link? Let me show you. As you can see in the teachable machine, there is a link named sample. So here, for example, if I'm taking face mask detection, you have to open that. Let's take a different like maybe cat dog detection. So here you can copy paste this link which will appear, and you can use it in PictoBlocks, right? So that was it for PictoBlocks. Now what you could do is, for example, the face detection model, how you can use. So PictoBlocks, you can also interface it with using Arduino. Like some of you may have heard it or maybe even used it. So what you can do is you can create such a program that whenever like someone is not wearing a mask, you can use your Arduino to like form a motorized gate. If you're not wearing a mask, the gate will be closed. If you're wearing a mask, the gate will open. So all of this could be done using PictoBlocks. You just need to create a teachable model that we just created. You need to take that shareable link and then paste it here in load model, and you need to create a program just like I did here, and then you can interface it using Arduino. So let me give you an example. I can't show it live because it's very difficult to show Arduino live. I have created a video in which I have used PictoBlocks to interface Arduino. I'm showing this because this is one of the potential application. For example, let's check this. Let me just skip up a bit. So the gist is that if you have Arduino, you can easily code it using PictoBlocks. If you don't use PictoBlocks, you need to write program in C++, which may be fine to some people, but using PictoBlocks makes it a lot more easier. So here is my Arduino board, and here a flame sensor has been connected.
Audio. We are not able to listen together.
Is the screen sharing off, or can you see the video?
Video is visible, but audio is not audible.
It's not audible. Okay. Yeah. Let me share that again. As you can see, the sensor detects the flame and then the buzzer starts ringing.
As you can see, here I have the flame. It's not in the range of the IR sensor.
So using this simple code here, I was able to create this use case, the application. So you know that PictoBlocks can also be used to interface Arduino. It can also be used to interface teachable machines. It is also, I just showed you one extension. This is the face detection. You can use all these extensions like natural language processing, Internet of Things, artificial intelligence, human body detection. So if I am not able to cover all of this in this session, I've also given you a link here. If you click on Learn More, there is an entire playlist of what all you can do with PictoBlocks. So if you are interested in PictoBlocks, you can go through this after this session. So after PictoBlocks, we come to deepfakes. And now you may be very familiar with deepfakes because my intro video was made using deepfakes. Like that, first that Sophia video I showed you, and the next was just let me show you. Just a minute. Yeah.
Hello,
So
I am
this is
Naman
the video I
Ade.
used,
I am 16.
created using deepfake.
I have become one of the youngest certified ethical hacker at the age of 13. I hold multiple industry standard certificates auditing, machine learning.
This was basically lip sync I created.
NLP, IoT, and robotics. Session is going to.
If you move forward, I also use this deepfake algorithm just for fun to create, like, I took images of celebrities, I took my video, and I tried to merge this. So I can't come up with very much use cases of this, but you need to be aware. Like not in India, but in foreign countries, it's very popular that they will take a speech of a politician and they will use the lip sync technology I used here, and they will try to manipulate people. Like this politician said this thing, so they basically try to polarize people using this algorithm. So many of the people who are unaware, they think that this politician is this politician is that, he said this, but in reality he said nothing of that. So now that you know of this technology, if you see like a very controversial video of people saying controversial things which does not make any sense, you can further investigate. Like you are aware, like these things happen and these things are used by people to influence others. So you must be aware of this technology. I just did it for fun and for demonstration purpose so that you could be aware. Next we come like this is like the cutting edge use of machine learning. We all have heard about self-driving cars. We all have heard about Teslas. Like self-driving cars are the new big thing now. So I have created a simulation of self-driving cars using Python. So let me show you that. So in this video, I won't be focusing more on the Python code rather than how it's used. This one. Let me run this program. As you can see, there is a simulation. There are multiple cars running. So let me explain it to you what is happening. So this is also known as genetic algorithm or reinforcement learning. So what it basically happens is it sends out multiple cars. One of them crashes, like after crashing and taking turns, it is able to learn like where to turn and where not to turn. It's basically like a toddler learning how to walk. He will try to walk, he will fall down numerous times, he will crash into objects, and each time he crashes into objects, each time he falls down, he's able to learn like what not to do and what to do. So this is the same thing. All these cars are going and they're crashing, they're unable to turn, but as you can see, by each generation all these cars are improving. Basically they are learning from their mistakes. That's what this program is doing. So it is also known as genetic algorithm or reinforcement learning. To make this concept even more easier for you to understand, I have a video here to show you. Let me first end this program. As you can see, that at first none of the cars were able to make it, but till generation 7, as you can see, more than 3 cars are able to make it safely. So I will go to my yeah, this is a accurate representation of what I am trying to say. So here it's the same. This model is trying to walk and it's falling, it's crashing into objects, and it's learning in each iteration what to do and what not to do. So this is what reinforcement learning is about. So you get an idea. So that was reinforcement learning. So I have more Python demos here. You don't have to focus on the code. And yeah, previously I showed you self-driving car. You obviously know the applications for it. Like Tesla is working on it. All the big companies are trying to create self-driving cars. And next part here would be my Python demos. So next is YOLO 3. Let me open it up. Deep learning. Let me first close my webcam because this is another such program in which I need my webcam in the program. So if I use it here, I won't be able to show you the workings of that model. Yeah, so before I execute this program, let me explain it to you something like some basics about it. As you remember, we created our deep learning models using Teachable. So it just makes it a lot more easier. So what it's also the same. You just have to execute this program. All the coding work, the model training work has already been done here. You just have to execute this program. So YOLO is basically that. It's just a program for object detection. It makes things easier for you. So what I will do is I will run this demo.py and see what happens. It may take a bit of time because it's a compute intensive job. Let me try it again. Okay, we can move on to the next one. Maybe the live demos are not working. We have another version of YOLO. We can use that. So basically this software YOLO has versions, like with each version it improves, like the developers behind it try to make it more and more accurate in detecting objects. So here in YOLO version 5, in the data folder, I have certain images. As you can see, there are images here, like there is a car, there is a bike, there is a pole. Here there are people walking, there is a gun, there is a bicycle. So what our deep learning model will do, it will try to detect all the objects in this image. So let's run that and see whether it's working or not. So yeah, there is one difference between YOLO and teachable machine. For this, you need like a GPU to work. Otherwise, sorry for that. So now that our model is finished, what we can do is we have to go in runs folder, detect, and as you can see, these are all the images that I showed you before. It is able to detect that it's a car, it's a motorcycle. We'll take another image. There is a person, there is a car. What I'm surprised the most is that it is able to detect that it's a car. Just a small portion of the car is shown. Then too, it's with 83% accuracy, it's able to detect that this is a car. Then car, person, bicycle. If we take another image, as you can see, cup, person, laptop, dining table, and also like these objects like ties are also being detected here. So that was how YOLO works. And also I have many more projects that I have to show you. So before I move forward, you may be thinking like, why do we need object detection? Like it doesn't seem that interesting. But the thing is, suppose you have like a self-driving car. There isn't just like in road, there are multiple objects, like there are people in the road, there are bicycles in the road, there are traffic lights in the road. If your model is, so what your car should be able to, your self-driving car should be able to do is that if a person is coming, it will slow down. If there is a traffic light, it should be able to detect that it's a traffic light and the color of the traffic light and act accordingly. If your model is not able to detect the various objects in the street, then there is no use of self-driving car, because it's obviously going to crash one time or one day or another. So that's why object detection is very important in our self-driving car. So just to keep the
What
model
the value indicate along with the class name in the detected object along with the
so
class
values
name, there
basically
are
the
values
accuracy,
like
how confident it
how
is that
accurate.
this is a car. For example, 0.86 basically means that the model is trying to say it is 80%, 86% sure that it's a car, and as you can see, 87, it is 87% sure. So that's what the values are.
Yes.
Another, we have social distancing detection. Just a minute.
Sir, are you talking? Because we are not able to listen.
Yeah, sorry about that. So first let me show you. This is basically a social detection app which uses YOLO model again. The YOLO model that we used before for object detection, that same model is being used here. So as you can see, if two people are standing close, it would be highlighted in red. If they are, suppose they have adequate distance between them, so it will be highlighted in green. So as I previously mentioned, like some of the modern cities have cameras installed in them. So these lightweight models can be integrated with those cameras if for real-time detection. For example, in a busy state, whether people are following social detection or not, all of that can be monitored using this model. So let's see the next one. Next is the face mesh. Let me show you how it works. For this, I need to Yeah. So here, as you can see, it's trying to model my face using all these points. So at first glance, it just seems like a gimmick, like there is no actual use in this. But if you remember, we just created a PictoBlox model in which it is able to detect like whether I was happy, I was frowning, I was agitated. So for all that emotion recognition, you need facial coordinates. For example, let's take these two coordinates. For example, if I'm smiling, the distance between these two coordinates increases. So we can create a model in which, like, if the coordinates reach certain value, it will be detected that it's a smile. If I'm frowning, like, the coordinates will obviously change, as you can see here. Yeah. So it could be used in facial emotion detection, then many other use cases. Let me show you a few more demos. Next is the hand movement detection. So if I just raise my hands here, it is able to create like a mesh-like figure near my hands. So some of the applications for this may be like, for example, if you have seen news in news anchors, in certain news agencies, there are news anchors who communicate using sign language for like deaf people to hear, and there is another one who converts this sign language. So this is a menial job in which people are required. So what we could do is we could use the same model to like recognize sign language and communicate into and convert it into human language. So some applications like that, probably gesture recognition, sign language, all of those are potential use cases. And I've also created one use case using this hand tracking module that I will show you in a minute. Next is the virtual volume control. This is a very interesting one. I would say that this is my favorite one of all the demos I would be showing today. Virtual volume control. Yeah. So if you don't know, like, the title is not very self-explanatory what virtual volume control means. So what basically is do is I would do some gestures in front of the webcam, and the volume slider will go up and down. Like, I can control. Yeah, let it execute and I will explain it to you on the fly. Yeah, so I think my screen is visible. So I have both my hands in the air. Just a minute. It sometimes doesn't work properly. As you can see, the volume counter here in the bottom right section of the screen, as I'm expanding my finger, the volume is also increasing. And if I am closing my finger in, the volume is decreasing. It just stopped working. You just get an idea that it works. See here. You can increase the volume, decrease the volume. So as I show you the previous hand tracking module, we are using the same hand tracking module. As you can see, it is creating a like a frame-like structure from my hand, and then it is detecting this. So the previous hand tracking module has been used here. And also we have all these other demos which I won't be able to cover today. But all of these videos are uploaded in my YouTube channel, that is Naman Adev. I will show you that channel in the end. But if you want to create such programs and you have like some knowledge about Python, you can do that. I learned OpenCV using this video, which is like 3 hours long, and you would be able to make these programs on your own. So you can go through this if you have like some knowledge about Python. It would be very helpful. Next, we come to natural language processing. So before I say anything about natural language processing, let me first tell you what it means. So basically, computers trying to understand a human language like English, Hindi, that is basically known as natural language processing. I will, if I try to show you some demos, it would be much easier for you to understand. For example, sentiment analyzer. So Monkeylearn is basically a paid tool, but they also offer some free demos. That's what we are going to use here. So there is a text here. This is the best sentiment analysis tool ever. So our model is able to detect that this sentence, it's a positive sentence. But if I change it to like worst, then it classifies it as negative. Let's take the word mediocre. Let's see what it. Yeah, it's still negative. Mediocre is also a negative word. So what could be the possible use cases, like suppose you have an e-commerce website, or suppose you are selling something, or suppose you're like me, you're giving training and you are taking the reviews from the students. So suppose there are like 100 students, all of the 100 students have given you the review. Now you can read through all of them. What you can do is you can use your sentiment analyzer model. It will read through all your reviews, and it will try to get a general idea whether those reviews were positive, whether those reviews were negative. So that's what sentiment analysis does. So sentiment analysis is based on a Python package named NLTK. We don't have to know about that. You just have to know that things like this come under NLP. There are many more demos like this that I'm going to show you. Just a minute. Yeah, next is the keyword extractor. So what could be the potential use cases are that, suppose like there is a huge essay, or there is a huge like a paragraph, you wanted to highlight all the keywords. Like for example, here Elon Musk has shared a photo of the spacesuit designed by SpaceX. So this program automatically extracts the keyword from it. Like Elon Musk is a keyword, spacesuit is a keyword, body look is a keyword, new design is a keyword. Suppose you don't have to read this. This is just a small paragraph. But if you take a huge paragraph, for example, it's like 2 pages long, or an essay. So this tool comes very handy. As you can see it, if you just read through this keywords, you can get the basic idea of what the paragraph is trying to say. So it basically it summarizes and extracts all the keywords like Elon Musk, second image, spacesuit, body look, new design. So we can get an idea, like this paragraph may be about SpaceX. They're designing some spacesuit, and SpaceX is obviously owned by Elon Musk. Next is survey analyzer. So it basically classifies into, like, suppose you have a survey, you're taking queries from customers, like if they have any problems, it basically classifies into some of the categories. Let's say like what is the cost of yeah. As soon as I include the keyword cost, it is able to like detect that it was pricing. Suppose you have a large enterprise, right? You may be getting like thousands of questions and emails from customers, like they have some queries related to your product. So instead of reading through all of that, you can categorize this and then you can assign persons. For example, this is a pricing related issue, so you can give it to the accounts department. The next one was the customer support issue, so you can give it to the customer support department. So NLP is very useful for organizations. Next is email response classifier. Yeah. Suppose, let me give you an example. As a company, you send many emails to your customers. Like suppose you have there is a new product release, or you are talking to your clients using emails. So for example, hi FICO, looks promising. I would like to schedule a call tomorrow and see the demo. What times do you have available? So this basically like it's very obvious that the customer is interested in our product and whatever we are selling. So our email response classifier is able to detect that, like the customer is obviously interested in our product or not. Next is the name extractor. Now it basically works like a keyword extractor only. It's basically the same, but like a bit of an advanced version. For example, it extracts the keyword Elon Musk, but it is also able to recognize that Elon Musk is a person. Now let's try my name just for fun. I don't think so it will be able to detect that. Let's see what happens. Yeah, okay. It is able to detect Namunade because most likely it's a proper noun, so it's very easy to detect. So that was that. So that was all for the Monkey-Learn. Monkey-Learn is a tool for natural language processing that we used. Next is AI genetic algorithm. I should have placed it a bit higher, but yeah, it's basically reinforcement learning. Like you remember, like I showed you that self-driving car model. It is also created using genetic algorithm. So genetic algorithm and reinforcement learning are interchangeable terms. You may see like people using both of these, but they are pretty much the same with some difference like here and there. So I have another program here that I would like to show you. Just a minute. I need to find it here. Yeah. So before I execute this program, let me just tell you what it does is that it generates some music. Like for example, a piece of music, maybe it may be drums, it may be guitars, and it gives you it asks you how would you rate this music on the scale of 1 to 5. If you give it a rating of 5, it will create music like that. And if you give that music rating like 2 or 3 or any other low ratings, it would try to change up the music. So basically, it tries to generate music according to your taste. So this is a very commendable job because it does it on its own. You don't have to do anything. So let's just give default values for this. Can you hear the music? Is the audio audible?
Yes.
Yeah. So let's assume that I like this music and give it a rating of 3. So what it does is it tries to create music more like this. For example, if I don't like this music, I give it a rating of like 0. It tries to change the music. But if you have some knowledge about like music theory, you can create like almost any type of music you want by using number of bars, notes per bar, and all the major and minor scales. So you can keep going on and on unless you. shows how, yeah. So this is also based on genetic reasons. How? Because when you give it a rating of 3, it knows that you like that music but not that. Suppose you give it a rating of 0. Now the program knows that you didn't like this music. Now it should try to use some different kind of music so that you may like it. So it's doing trial and error and it's taking feedback from you. So that's what reinforcement learning and genetic algorithm does. Yeah. So next would be AWS AI services. You remember, like just now I used Monkey-Learn. It is an online tool for deep learning and NLP. So some of you may have heard about AWS, Amazon Web Services. So it also provides like these tools for you to use, like machine learning and deep learning tools. Let me show you some demonstration. First is Amazon Rekognition. Just a minute. Yeah. So you might need to create an AWS account at first, but you can create your AWS account by going to the website aws.amazon.com, like it's highlighted here. So here there is a AWS service, Amazon Web Service known as Amazon Rekognition. So AWS is just is a cloud platform in which you can create your own application. For example, you are a startup, you need some suppose you're providing AI services or cybersecurity services, you can use AWS to create your like a website. You can use it to basically create your own like data centers and give all those web services. We'll click on. Now you remember we used YOLO-fi detection, in which it was able to detect like there is a person in this, there is a car in this, there are vehicles in this. So that's basically what Amazon Rekognition does. It does what YOLO-fi does, like it recognizes objects from the image. If we take another like image, it is able to like generate tags from it, like city, town, urban, buildings, high rise. Now there are many such uses of Amazon Rekognition. Let me tell you that. Next comes image moderation. Like you may know, like in certain apps like Reddit, there is an option to blur NSFW content. So what it does is it uses an AI algorithm to blur certain content that might be suggestive or not safe for work at certain situations. Let's take example this image. As you can see, it has these 3 tags: suggestive, underwear, and revealing clothes. So what we can do is we can blacklist this tag. For example, you have like a website like Instagram, and people post their pictures there, and you want all the NSFW images to be blurred at first. You don't want your users to see that without first clicking on it. So you can blacklist this tag. So what it will do is Amazon Rekognition will take your image, it will analyze that image and generate tags. Suppose a boy is playing football, so the tags would be like football, playing, clothes, something like that. But if it's like someone in a swimsuit, so it will generate these tags, and as these tags are blacklisted, it will automatically censor this. So you have to click on this. So what it does is it can make your platform more family friendly and less of NSFW content. Next is facial analysis. Just let it load for a moment. So now you can see, as I said to you before, when I showed you that mesh program in which the program was creating a mesh on my face and it was trying to detect like my facial expression using the coordinates of the face. As you can, there are 3 coordinates. It looks like a fail, appears to be female, age range, is smiling, appears to be happy. And let's check another image. So all of the coding that we did up till now, not coding, all of the tools that we used up till now, all of this is included in AWS. It just makes things a lot more easier if you're trying to deploy an application. Looks like a face, age, range, smiling, not wearing glasses. All of these are being able to be detected. So that was just one service, AWS recognition. There are many more services like that. I don't think I will be able to cover all of this, but let's see. Let's just take an example of Amazon text to speech. So this is basically like any other text to speech, like a Microsoft text to speech, Google text to speech. Just the difference is that it's a lot better than any of those tools. And if you're creating applications, suppose you're creating a chatbot. Suppose you have a business, you're creating a chatbot so that it's not possible to have customer care service open for 24/7, especially in this pandemic times where employees can't visit the office. So you can create your own chatbot, and you need that chatbot to have a natural voice. So that's where AWS Poly comes into play. So there are two options here: neural and standard. Neural produces like very human-like voice, and here you can type in any text here, and you can listen to it.
Hi. My name is Joanna. I will read any text you type here.
Can also change the voices here.
Hi, my name is Ivy.
But as you can see, there aren't many supported language. That is because this neural mode, it's very very exclusive feature to very select language. But if you go to standard mode, suppose you
Connected.
My computer is misbehaving a lot today. I got kicked out of the meeting again, and Teams was misbehaving for me. So it took up some of the time. I'm really sorry for that. So let's just continue. Let me share my screen. It's visible, right? Okay, let's start. Yeah, so when you go to the standard mode, you get many more options for language. For example, you can also use Hindi.
नमस्ते, मेरा नाम अदिति है। मैं आपके द्वारा यहाँ टाइप किए गए किसी भी वाक्य को पढ़ सकती हूँ।
Now you may have noticed that it's not very lifelike, it's not very human like the previous voices, because it's like the standard mode. It only works best in neural mode, which currently doesn't have support for Hindi as a language. So that was just Amazon Poly. And let's just show you some of the better demos here. Which is AWS Comprehend. So yeah, so Comprehend, what it does is that it takes your paragraph, or so for example any track. For example, you are talking to a doctor, and your doctor suggested you a medicine. It's he's telling you that you have certain problems. For example, like TMJ, he is giving you certain medications, and all of that conversation is getting recorded, and that conversation is like this. It extracts the keyword like I showed you in Monkey Learn. It's something like that, but it's a more advanced version of it. As you can see, Zhang Wei was identified as a person, John was identified as a person, this company was identified as an organization, this is as quantity, date, and location. And let's get it. Medical comprehend. As you can see, this is a transcript of two people talking. One is the patient and one is the doctor. So it was able to identify if this is the age, it is a high school teacher, is the profession, the symptoms, and the date it was diagnosed. And all of this could be like medicine, dosage. All of this transcription can be used using this AWS service. And there are many more services like this. For example, this Lex is used to create chatbots. Now, if you can see that I have linked all those videos. Suppose if I'm not able to cover all of this, you can always click on these links and watch these videos. That was for the AWS part. Now, there are certain students from computer science branch and some from electrical branch. So I'm assuming computer science branch, most of the people know how to use Python, and they might have been taught in college itself with the basics of Python. But for the electronic branch, I don't think Python is being taught, but you can still learn Python by creating music. Like you can go to any tutorial on YouTube and learn Python. You can do that, but I find that method very boring. But here we have a tool. Let me open it. There is a website named EarSketch. So basically, using EarSketch, you can create music, and at the same time, you can learn Python. So as you can, I would like to say that it's a fun way of learning Python. Let me see if I have a video here. Yeah.
Do you want to create amazing music?
Producing your very own original song?
In any genre. Hip hop? Yep.
Dubstep? Definitely.
Pop?
Uh-huh. Trap? Yes again.
EDM?
Absolutely. Even gospel?
You know it.
And common.
Just go to earsketch.gatech.
So this tool is basically aimed at if you have to create music, but the thing is you can create music, that's a byproduct, but the main thing is you can also learn Python using this. So here I have linked to some tutorials here. You can go through them. And the next week, this is the last portion of our presentation, AI and ML project ideas. So here there are various links. These were like I was in this entire course. I was just scratching the tip of the iceberg. There are like many more projects using many more deep learning and ML models. For example, all these links. Let me just show you. See, like this, there are many such models like house price prediction, digit classification, stock price prediction, wine quality test, fake news detection. All of these come under these machine learning projects. You can also use some of these for your college projects or some of these programs. So yeah, I will share it to you. Get shareable link. Can view and copy link. So as I don't have access to send messages here, I would be sending this link to Solanke sir. And I think Solanke sir, you can forward it to the students if anyone is interested in learning more.
Yes, please, Naman. Hello.
I will be sending this link to you. The link for this mind map is, and if anyone is interested, or you can forward it to the school, the college group. So if anyone is interested, they can learn more about this topic.
Okay. Yes, sure, Naman. Thank you. Thank you. I will do it.
And also, if you have like, this is just a small session, but if you are interested in AI, ML, machine learning, or cyber security, and if you run into any problems, you have any doubts, you need any like suggestions or guidance, you can always contact me. I will also send Solanke sir my email and places where you can contact me, and he will be forwarding that to in your group. So if you ever need like any assistance from me, or if I could be of any help to you, you can always contact me. And if you have like, these are the last 15 minutes in this entire session. Maybe any question you have related to artificial intelligence, machine learning, or any of the demos that I covered today. If you have any such questions, you can ask in the chat box, or you can unmute yourself and speak.
Yes, dear student, please ask the questions.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, yes.
Yes, am I audible, sir?
Yes.
Yes, Shraddha, you are audible.
Yes, my question is now most of the company uses AI for resume segregation, right? So how the resume
how the resume?
Shraddha, please continue your question. You are not audible. Your voice is stopped. Hello, Shraddha.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, you're asking about resume segregation.
Yes, sorry, I was lost. Yes, so how this will detect resume will get segregated, because some of part we enter as technical, or then or we also enter the non-technical part there. So how actually it works?
Yeah, so let me give you an example here. We used it in a previous service. Like let's take this example of an AWS service, AWS Comprehend. So it uses natural language process NLP, as you can see. AWS can also detect the technical terms. For example, you have learned JavaScript and you have mentioned it in your resume. So basically in backend, either they use their own created machine learning models, or they use services like Monkeylearn or AWS. As you can see here, it is able to detect the keywords here, person, organization. So what you can do is, here you can see the option of custom classification. You can click on this and you can add your custom labels. For example, you are a company and you have a job vacancy for a web developer. So what you will do is you will click on this custom entity recognition. You will train your model and you will give labels like JavaScript, you will give labels like React.js and HTML, CSS. So these are all the skills that you require for web development position. So once you have your model created, the customer will submit, the employee will submit their resume, and you will give your resume to AWS Comprehend. So now that you have trained your model using AWS Comprehend, it will be able to underline all the technical skills because you already trained it to it. For example, if the employee is talking about JavaScript, it would be able to underline that it's a JavaScript. Suppose the employee is talking about his work in the ABC Corporation for 4 years, it would be able to detect that. So basically, companies have their developers have their own. So they basically use Python to create deep learning programs. If not, if they want the easy route, they choose AWS services like AWS Comprehend or Monkey-Learn. Was that sufficient?
Yes, sir. Sir, as a student, how we are able to learn AI or AI and machine learning in deep, or is it is there any certified course or video lecture or any book you referred for this?
So if for courses there aren't many courses, but I know 2 courses. Let me show you. AWS Machine Learning Specialist is one course, and the next is TensorFlow Developer. These are the 2 courses which I know of are very reputed in the machine learning industry. Like if anyone is applying for these jobs, any machine learning jobs, they mostly have 1 or 2 certifications, either AWS certified machine learning specialty or a TensorFlow developer certificate program. And as far if you want to learn machine learning, there is a course on Udemy named Machine Learning A to Z, as I remember. It's a very good course to get started. Like, let me show you. Yeah, it's for 445, but in discount days it's like for 360 or something. So if you want to get started, you can either use this course or you can use YouTube or like free platforms like Coursera. Yeah, any other question?
Yes, sir. Sir, you showed us right now the hand tracking model, but I'm not able to understand what the use of hand tracking model.
Yeah, as you saw that I have that hand tracking model in the after some time I showed you that model in which I used my finger gestures and the volume. I was able to control the volume. So that is one application. And next is the sign language detection. Like suppose you're talking in sign language. Suppose there is a news anchor who can't speak and he only talks using sign language. So basically what happens is that there's another news anchor who is able to, he looks at that news anchor, he uses sign language and he translates for us to understand. So what we can do is that we can use that hand tracking module. Now, hand tracking module is not foolproof. You have to make some changes to that model in order to recognize gestures. So instead of having another person to translate gestures to voice, our model can do that. So it is just the base, the hand tracking module. It can be used for gesture recognition, the volume control part, and things like that.
Yes. Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay, welcome. Anyone else or any other questions related to AI ML?
Naman, can you elaborate the relationship between the data science and machine learning?
So data science is a broad term and machine learning comes, so let me simplify it. Data science is a superset and machine learning is a subset of data science. So what happens is in data science, you pre-process the data, you like gather the data.
Sir, I think your mic is muted.
Yes.
Sorry, I'm sorry. Yeah. So data science is basically a superset and machine learning is a subset of data science. So machine learning only typically includes like creating models to make predictions, and data science also like covers the data pre-processing part. Suppose you have a blog and you have comments in that blog, so you need to take that data from those blogs and then use it and take it to your models, and you need to pre-process your models, make it in a format so that your machine learning models will be able to use it. So that comes under data science. So data science is necessary to perform machine learning. So suppose you're preparing, even if you go to this course of AWS machine learning specialty, there are two sections. The first section is data science, in which you gather data from various sources, because we always focus on data so much when using machine learning models, but data is not readily available. Like it may be in a format, there may be like many missing values in the data might be insufficient. To counter all that, in order to properly format the data so that we can use it for machine learning, so that you can use it for predictions, that is where data science come into play. So these two go hand in hand, because without data science your machine learning model won't be able to perform properly. There is a saying that your model is only as good as the data you provided. So in order to improve that quality of data, in order to make that data in a readable or in a proper format for a machine learning models, data science is used.
Okay, thank you, Naman.
Welcome.
Can you
Hello.
elaborate on the pros and cons of machine learning and deep learning?
Yeah. So the pros and cons of machine learning. So machine learning is fairly straightforward. First of all, it uses AI algorithms like random forest, linear regression. So the main pros and cons comes down to deep learning. So deep learning is like a very powerful tool, but the drawback, like as you saw, there are many such use cases like mass detection, then eye disease detection, vehicle classification, all of those, and object detection. All of those came under deep learning. But the problem of deep learning is that it is very compute intensive job. Like I showed you the tools which didn't require code at all, but if you try to code it on your own, it requires like immense computing power, like the latest and greatest GPUs. So that's why like training deep learning model on your own, it's like a very expensive process. So that could be like one of the cons. And also there is also a thing known as bias in AI. For example, how may I put it? Yeah. Suppose you are trying to you're made a model, all right, that you're trying to detect the salary. Like for example, you have an employee of data points, like what is his position. For example, is in HR department. What was his previous salary, and what is his gender. So what a deep learning model will do is that it will take individual factor. Like if the position is higher, the salary will be higher. If his previous salary was higher, his salary would be higher. But the third factor is gender. So suppose like males are paid more and females are paid less. So that's the human bias. Like so that gets included in the deep learning models. So there is also a problem. If you see, Google has been taking some significant steps to reduce bias. It's a huge problem in the machine learning bias, but it like let me show you. I will just yeah. It's just a small video which highlights the cons of this. If you allow, may I show this video?
Students, please you can ask any other student. If you want to ask, please continue.
Yes, hello, sir.
Yes, please.
So, as the machine learning and artificial intelligence is in demand field, and job is also increasing in this, software, like companies hiring software engineers. So nowadays the company will hire for machine learning and artificial intelligence engineer. So how we are able to apply for this particular job, and how much knowledge we will require for this job, and in what extent we have to learn about this, so that we are able to get job in this domain.
So basically, like machine learning is a in-demand field, but like many startups, like new startups, you can go to LinkedIn and search for machine learning jobs. So I have gone through a lot of, I have gone through the job requirements of many such jobs. So basically, the requirements is like you must be like proficient in maths. Like if you want a job, then you need to like learn coding, because these were all the like no code platforms that I showed you just to get started. But if you're aiming for a job, you must need to know like Python. You need to know some popular Python packages like, uh, let me just list it down. Visible, right? So first is you need to know Python, uh, and there are some Python packages like
scikit-learn,
NumPy, then Pandas, TensorFlow. So these are all the things that you need. TensorFlow, knowledge about statistics, and if you have like these skills, and also you have like certain certifications like AWS developer program, AWS machine learning specialty, it's enough. Like these are just like I just scratched the surface of the required skills. But if you want to get started with machine learning, if you want to learn something, the first should be the Python, and then would be NumPy, Pandas, and TensorFlow. There is another resource that I would recommend for beginners, is that
scikit-learn also, no, Naman? Scikit-learn.
Yeah, I totally forgot about that. Scikit-learn is for machine learning, and TensorFlow is for deep learning. Scikit-learn. And if you want to get started, like you want to create your own models using code, there is also a website known as Kaggle.com, in which there are like basically there are competitions. Like for example, let me just show you instead of telling you. Let's go to competition section. See, as you can see, there are various competition like impact of COVID-19 in digital learning. All of these competitions, you can participate in it, and you have to write your own code and compete in it. So here, I think there is also courses section. Here, as you can see, Python course, intro to machine learning, intermediate machine learning. I believe these are free. Wait a second. Yeah, all of these courses are free. This is a great place to get started. As I said, Python, intro to machine learning, Pandas, data visualization, feature engineering. All of the, if you want to get started, this is an excellent place to get started. Kaggle.com, and when you go to Kaggle.com, you just have to go to the courses section. So these were the resources, and these were the skills you need. Anything else?
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello, Naman. Am I audible?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm Professor Hippargi. I just want to know, Naman, at what age you started doing all these things?
If you are talking about AI, I think it was like 2 years before, like when I was 14.
Yeah.
And I too started with
I want to know, your father is also talking like the Venugopal sir. I just wanted to know from where you got the inspiration and what age exactly you started knowing about the computer languages or using the computers, and then like the ethical hacking and everything.
So first of all, even before programming language was taught in our school, so in 9th grade I was taught like Java in our school. So even before that, my dad used to like teach me programming using Scratch, right? It was a very interesting, maybe I was like 12, 13, no, not 12, 13, 9, 10 years old when he started teaching me programming using Scratch. So I got very interested in that. And when I was being taught Java in school, it was very easy for me to understand. And when I was 13 or something, my dad did the CA certification. So I was interested in that. So he encouraged me to pursue that field.
Okay.
So then I did
Okay,
CH and
great.
other EC Council certification. And after some time,
Yes.
this website Kaggle, when I started learning machine learning, I too started with the same website. So one day dad told me like, this is one website Kaggle, here you can start with AI. And I too did these things. Like previously there wasn't any code section, but there were certain notebook sections. From that I started learning machine learning, and I went through this competition. There are code, I tried to go through this, tried to understand. And also I showed you that Udemy course, machine learning A to Z. I went through that to learn all these things. So yeah, that's how I got into machine learning, and that's how I got into cybersecurity. And before that, I was gotten interested into coding because I was using Scratch at a very young age.
Okay, thank you, Naman. Thank you, Naman. Like, I'm very impressed, like the way that you have presented everything, and like most of the things that you have shown was demo kind of thing. And is your father available now, Venugopal sir?
Yeah, he is. May I call him?
Yes.
Or do you need to speak or something?
Yeah.
Or...
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
This is Venugopal.
I just want
he's
to ask
in a
one.
meeting. I don't need to leave.
Venugopal sir, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. I'm able to hear you.
Sir, can
Hello?
you please?
Yeah, I'm able to hear you,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Are you able to hear me?
Yeah. Thank you, sir. Like, I just want to ask one question to you. Like, how you have motivated your kid to do all these things? Because I'm also a father now. Like, I just want to know what kind of motivations that you have provided to your kid so that he can do such great things in such a small age. This is what I wanted to ask you.
Yeah. So actually, like I am into this field. So because I like technology, so I'm in the technology field, so I'm working. So even though I'm working as a technical delivery manager, so my main role is management, but still I'm deep down into technology. So what I used to do is, so I use an approach called let's work together. So whatever he does, I work along with him. So then whenever he gets stuck somewhere, I can just help him. So many people use the approach for us. They do attend some classes, do this, do that. But in that case, we don't have any control over them. So mostly, like I would say, I work as a partner. So in that way, I have complete control as well as I am able to assist him. Even before that, the most important thing is motivation. So I used to tell just give him the broader perspective of what will happen if you learn this thing. So I just give one example.
Voice is breaking. Can you please adjust?
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Is it clear now, voice?
Yes, sir. Yes. Still, it is breaking, sir. Please correct your mic, sir. Hello.
Unmute yourself.
Hello, I think there is a problem with the mic.
Yes, sir.
Should I call him here? Here the mic is working properly.
Yeah, please do that.
Yeah, just a minute.
Hello, sir.
Yes, sir. Now you are audible.
Yes, sir. Please
Yeah. So actually,
Yes, sir.
everything it started with because even I am a certified ethical hacker. So after I did my CEH, I asked him, like I told him, so he was asking me like, what are you doing and so on. So I used to tell, okay, this is there. So he got interested. Then he asked me like, what is that I need to do? So I said, you are very young and you don't have the necessary skills because for hacking or security, cyber security, you need to be very strong in fundamentals like network, operating system, etc. So then he showed interest, and then I just worked along with him, showed the path, and then I trained him on all the necessary skills. Then he was, I think, before he turned 13, he was the one of the youngest ethical hacker, and that was the start. So after that, so he did certification after certification, and then I think he has more than 5 certifications in cyber security, and then slowly he ventured into the AI machine learning field. So I hope I tried to answer.
Thank you, sir. Like you both are like the different kind of motivator for us, and really I was very astonished to see what like Naman has done in this age. Thank you very much, sir. And I hand over to Madam Hipargi, Madam. She can continue.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
If anybody has a question, you can ask now. So if no questions, we'll move further to the vote of thanks.
Dear student, if you have any question, please ask.
I'm also sharing my email ID to Solanke sir. If you would have any another question later, you can also email me.
Okay.
Okay, Hipargi madam, please.
Okay then.
Vote of thanks.
Yes. Yes, sir. It's my pleasure to give vote of thanks here. On behalf of NB Navle Singhad College of Engineering Solapur and CSE department, I would like to thank today's speaker, Mr. Naman Adep sir, for sparing your valuable time with us and sharing such an excellent information to all our students. We really feel proud to have such an eminent personality in his very young age. You are an inspiration to all of us. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Then I would like to thank Mr. Venugopal sir, the father of Mr. Naman, for being present with us for the entire session. So we feel honored to have such a great personality like you with us, who has imparted so much of knowledge in your son in such a young age. Thank you so much, sir, for being present with us. Yes. Then I would like to thank our principal, Dr. S.D. Navle sir, and the management for giving us the opportunity to conduct the session and supporting us all the time. I also thank our HOD, Professor B.R. Solunke sir. Under his guidance itself, we could arrange this session successfully. I also thank Ms. Nikita Shetty from Final Year Engineering, who has coordinated the entire session so beautifully. And I also thank all the faculty members and students of NBN SUE for being present for the session with us. Hope you all had a great time. And I apologize for the technical issues happened during the session. And with the permission of the dignitaries, I declare that the function is over. The session is over. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you all. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Venugopal sir and Naman sir. Thank you. Thank you, ma'am.